My dad was 60 when he had me. My mom was like 34. When I was born, I was a crack baby. My mom died when I was a baby. First, my father died. She woke up in the bed, and my dad died in his sleep. He had a heart condition. He died. She woke up. This was the love of her life. My dad was like a sugar daddy to my mom. And I think that's what I was told. He was older. But she was in love with him. My dad's Puerto Rican. My mom's Haitian. And my dad brought a lot of happiness in my mom's life. He had money and he would take her places. He was in love with her, from what I was told. All I know is that I never remember seeing them. I never remember seeing my mother or father. They died when I was 1. My family did not come get me. Not my uncle, not my aunt, not my grandmother, nobody. I was born in 82. And so my mom and dad died in the same year. And I was put into foster care as a baby. And I've been on my own my whole life with no family. I have a little brother who was with me. But my whole life I've been passed around from foster home to foster home. And at the age of 14, at the age of like 12, I was adopted by the bishops and shipped to Jersey, New Jersey, Willingboro, New Jersey, where shortly after I was abused by them. I left that situation. By the time I was 14, I went to a group, like between 12 and 14, I was in group homes. They took me out of that home because I kept running away. Then I went to group homes. My name is Eligio Prado. Eligio Prado. I was adopted by the bishops. Eligio Bishop now. My mom and dad died when I was 1. I never seen them a day in my life until I was like 27 and somebody sent me a picture of them. I don't know what my grandmother looks like. I don't know what my aunts, uncles look like. I've been on my own my whole life. I was in foster care up until I was 12 years old. Then at 12, I got adopted by the bishops in Willingboro, New Jersey. I was raised in many foster homes in the Bronx, Harlem. I was a part of an agency called Harlem Downing. I never forget them. And they would ship us from different homes to homes. So I grew up very confused, not knowing who I was and not having an identity because I didn't know who my family was. I just remember being in different homes, all growing up, just different homes, and no one never looking like me, and just being in somebody else's home. I never had like a biological family. Later on, I went to search for my biological family, and I'll tell you about that later and what I found. No one took me in. No one took us in, and so we went from foster home to foster home. Now, at the age of, I would say around 11, 12, I was adopted. I was living in the Bronx, raised in New York, raised in the Bronx. About 11, 12, I was adopted in New Jersey, Willingboro, New Jersey. I was adopted there. When I went there, it was adopted by the bishops, who were abusive. The bishops were abusive. They was in Willingboro, New Jersey. They was these people were very abusive. We didn't know that because when we went to visit, it was so nice because it was like grass and we went to visit on the weekend at first. We were foster kids in the Bronx by this lady named Miss Dukes. I lived on 300 Morris Ave in the Bronx. And I was raised in that project building, like right there for a long time. This lady, we was, this is during the hip hop era. I'm growing up through hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And it was different. There was no internet. TV went off. We had Nintendo. We had Game Boys. It was different back then. It was a whole nother world I was coming up in. And anyway, fast forward, and well, let me tell you about one of the experiences I had when I was split up by my brother when I was about 6 years old. In Queens, I could remember a guy named Mr. Pope. I remember forget Mr. Pope. But I was always when I say I was a horny child, like I was humping on things, and I had sexual urges very young in age. I've had sexual urges. I was humping on like anything I could find. Like I remember looking at The Simpsons and getting horny over The Simpsons. Like I was horny over Marge and shit, and I was looking at Lisa and shit like that. And I would hump on things, whether it was another kid. It didn't matter if it was a boy or a girl. And I was staying in this family. This is when my sexuality started to kick in, because I was staying in Queens. Me and my brother got separated because we was like fighting each other all the time. And when I was a little kid, it was very confusing for me growing up, not understanding things, because I just logged in. I was just responding to what I was feeling and things going on. So as a child, uneducated about my sexuality, I pretty much, was humping on the other kids in the foster home, just to get my rocks off or just to feel something, you know what I'm saying? And he caught me one day, Mr. Pope, the dude I got separated from my foster father. He caught me, and basically the dude just made me do sexual acts with another boy that I was already humping on anyway. And so he made me put my penis in his mouth, take a picture. He took a picture. He said, put the boy's penis in my mouth. Took a picture. He said, if you do anything, if you say anything about this, I'm pretty much going to tell the social worker. When I got separated and I got sent to Queens, where I was molested by this guy named Mr. Pope. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't even know if I would say I was molested, because I was always sexually curious, even as a child. I was always like sexually curious. I was always humping. I was very sexual as a child. Like I was very curious, like about my sexuality. Kind of cut sit here trying to act like, well, when I learned like sex with me, you know what I'm saying, just figuring me out, like, ooh, this feels good, so let me do it. So I was always I don't know, humping on something. You know what I'm saying? So I can remember that, and I can remember him seeing that energy in me and then taking advantage of it. Seeing my I remember him taking advantage of that and like taking pictures. Like, I don't know, as a kid I thought something was bad I did, and so I was really scared. I didn't know. That's why I was really afraid. But so one day, we went to the foster agency. Harlem Downing is the name of the foster company that I used to be a part of growing up. Harlem Downing on 125th in St. Nick. You know what I'm saying? So, we went to, I'll never forget the lady. Her name was Miss Boss. I'll never forget the lady, Miss Boss. And Miss Boss, I went to her and I told her, listen, I'm scared. I don't want to go back with this guy. I don't want to go back with him because he did something to me and I don't want to go back to him. I want to go with my brother. And the lady, I got along with the lady and she was like, okay. And then the lady, next thing you know, she brings me to the office with the guy. You know what I'm saying? With Mr. Pope. And I'm like, oh shit. She's like, you got to say this in front of him. And I'll never forget my universe doing that to me, because I was really scared. Maybe I was like 6, 7 years old. I'll never forget. And I went inside to this lady and I was like, damn. And I told him, I stuck up for myself at such a young age. I was so proud of myself. And she took me out of this man's house immediately. And they put me back with my brother in the Bronx, on Morris Ave. I was so happy to be back with my little brother. It was fun, da-da-da-da. Then me and him, shortly after, we got adopted by some people named the Bishops. You know what I'm saying? The Bishops would adopt us. and would adopt us for the wrong reasons. So we got there, we thought it was all good. They was really nice to us. They took us to the farm. It was like, you know, Jersey. It was Jersey, baby. It was South Jersey, from New York, South Jersey. It was like a beautiful, it was nature out there. We had bikes. We was loving it. Like, we was loving it. We didn't want to go back to New York. We went there for the weekend, and then we came, me and my bro, we came back to New York on the weekdays to go to school, but we drove every weekend to go there to just test out how the transition would be. And we told them, well, we want to go back. They was treating us so nice. It was so beautiful there. We had a pear tree and an apple tree in our backyard. We was the only one on the block with a pear tree, apple tree. She had a garden. She told us how to garden and all that. It was beautiful, right? So then, you know what I'm saying? We got adopted. As soon as we got adopted, the shit changes. Like, sugar got low. She would go into these episodes of throwing our clothes, just waking us up in the middle of the night, snapping. Like, this lady was crazy, yo. But the funny thing is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything happened for a reason. I'm gonna go back into that later. You feel what I'm saying? So she used to, like, basically abuse us. Like, basically, this is what the lady did. I found this out later. Like, she adopted us. She used to hold her home open for, like, patients, OCD patients. Like, it was basically adults that had, like, they were a little slow. They had mental issues, and she would get paid to take care of these people. You know what I'm saying? And these people were slow in their house. So her house was like a place where, you know, she had us as foster kids or adopted kids. And she had, you know, these clients. She called the clients. They were like people that were grown, but they were kind of slow. And they got SSI checks, and she got paid to take care of them. This is how they made their living. They take care of these people. You know what I'm saying? These are adults. They were OCD clients or something like that. Occupational something client or some shit. But what they did with me and my brother Leo is basically, and they was getting paid like wild money to take care of us. So they made us special. You know what I'm saying? Special ed children. And so, you know, this puts me involved in around kids that was just rebellion. And I was like, fuck it. I was doing what they was doing. And you know what I'm saying? And I just started being bad, like just being bad. Like, you know what I mean? I was always good at basketball. Really good at basketball. I wanted to be a basketball player. So Miss Bishop used to do wild shit to us. She used to like make us like sleep in a room with no lights. You feel me? She made us like, there was no light in our room. You know what I mean? Like, it was no TV, nothing, just darkness. And we had to use the light from the hallway to shine in and do what we needed to do in the room if it was nighttime. And she would always put like, she would always tell me because I was dark skinned that I was dirty. Like she was like, you're dirty. Like she used to put like Ajax all over me in the tub and make me scrub my skin. She's like, so for a minute, I thought I was a demon because she said my name meant legion. She said, you're a demon. She used to tell me, this is what Maisha was talking about when she said that I thought that I was a demon. I told her that when I was a child because Miss Bishop told me I was a demon, that my name mean legion, like it means a demon. So I was scared of my own self and my own reflection in the mirror because she told me I was a demon as a child. And she used to make me like wash my skin off. And I was thinking that my skin was dirt. In my head, psychologically, she told me this. She like, you're dark skinned because you're dirty. And so I thought it was normal to wash my skin with Ajax, but it wasn't going nowhere. So in my mind growing up, I thought something was wrong with me. I thought this lady was telling me that, you know, I'm a demon. And so I thought something was wrong with me. You see what I'm saying? Until later I understood like what the fuck was going on. But the lady told me like, yo, she used to like put rudely too, just throw it on my face, like put it all over my body. And she would like put this much water in the tub and make me wash in that water and scrub me with like a, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes she would use all kinds. She was just really abusive. She would like hit me. This lady was like doing wild, crazy shit. One time, she always make us like clean up and stupid shit like that and do dumb shit. And like we had to eat at a separate table, like just, you know what I mean? They didn't let us touch the kitchen. They was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like they made us come take our pills. We came and take our pills with our water and our food. We took our medicine with our food and shit. Like, she made us sit on the other side. We had to stay in the backyard. Every now and then, as far as we can go was to the park. You know what I'm saying? The park was up the block and it had a basketball court. So that's all I could do was play basketball all day. So I got really good at that shit. So that was it. And we had to be back to the crib. Took us to school. When I was going to school, it was funny for me because all the kids had parents. And I was looking at them and putting shit together like, yo, these people parents really love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell, you know what I'm saying? Like, because of how kids were at school, they was different than us. And my world was confusing growing up because it was like, wait, you're dark-skinned. You must be dirty too. And I started putting shit together. I used to think like dark-skinned people were dirty. You know what I'm saying? And it was fucking crazy, my nigga. Like, I had to wake up. Like, it was on some other shit, this lady. You know what I'm saying? So, basically, you know what I'm saying? She used to beat me for no reason, just because her sugar was low. She is a diabetic. She used to beat us for no reason. Like, threw my brother down the steps one time, and if she think, if we was in a room sleeping and she thought somebody was talking, she would like hear stuff. And she'd come in there, we was dead ass sleep, and she'd be like, get your ass up. And she started tearing out the drawers, and we like, yo, he wasn't talking. Like, yo, one time, like, she bust me in the head. I still got this scar on my head. She bust me in the head with a buckle. My shit started bleeding. This lady was wild crazy where her sugar got low. She just went through these episodes. It was Pentecostal. It was Pentecostal church. She had beat the Bible into us. Like, basically, like, she had beat it into us. Like, you know what I mean? Made us pray. Like, forced us to get on our knees and pray. And, like, it was crazy. We had to paint the church. It was crazy. Like, growing up was wild crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this bishop was a quite crazy lady. You know, my father's last name was Prada. My name was Eligio Prada. And then I got adopted and become Eligio Bishop. And when I got adopted, the bishops had took us out of regular school and put us in. They took us out of the regular school system and put us in alternative school. Put us on Ritalin so that they can get a check for us. Me. I was to church 3 times on Sunday. Bible study on you know, running away, you know. It's just retarded to me. I don't know. I didn't mind like getting my ass beat up if I did something wrong or, you know, chastise me. Only God loved the ones who he chastised. So I didn't take it as a bad note. I was like, I don't have to do that no more because I can't sit down.
Okay, did the popes come before or after the bishops? Hold on, y'all.
Okay. Come on, Lily. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, did the popes come before or after the bishops?
You said before or after what?
Did the popes come before or after the bishop?
It was like after.
Okay.
It just kind of went haywire after. Like with the bishops, it was like a different. It turned to a different person. And then after all that shit stuff, we got separated. I stayed. Because I was going back and forth to New York, to Jersey. They were just, I guess, testing us out. Then I stayed in Jersey, and he went the other way. And all right, that's that.
So do you think that the popes had anything to do with the violation, the molestation that he said that he went through?
Yeah, that was like, that probably took a toll on, I think that would probably take a toll on anybody. I'm sorry that happened, but I don't know. It was just like, wow, fucked up.
Wow.
I'm sad that happened to him. I would have turned out to be a different person. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Certainly the Lord's hands went up.
So,
But that's foul.
so did he have like have you ever known for your brother to be sexually active with animals?
Whoa, yeah. But actually, I really can't say anything about that. I really can't. Animals.
Well, I'm asking because he's made statements before.
I don't know a little about that. Yo, lady, stop being rude, yo. Yes. From there, I left there and I went into life. But I come to life at the age of 19 with no mother, no father, no aunt, no uncle, no nothing. I'm by myself in this world, trying to figure things out. There was a CO lady that was in love with me, and she took me in after I got out of jail. And then my brother's friend let me come stay with him. And I've been on, people have been helping me, take care of me since I got out. So from the age of 19, when I got out of jail, I've been on my own. To this day, I have no family. I'm on my own. I have my little brother, a couple people that I know. I have my biological sisters, we didn't grow up together. They have half brother, half sisters. I've known of them, but we wasn't close. But I've been on my own my whole life. I want to let you know that. So after I got out of jail, I went to try out in the military because I had nowhere to live. It was hard because I had no family. So I went to an institution so I can have somewhere to stay. I went to the military. I got through basic training, AIT. They found out I had psychiatric background, so I had an honorable discharge. They let me go out of the honorable discharge. Discharge his ass.
He got dishonorable or honorable discharge?
Trying to get me to go to the military.
Wait, hold on, wait. You said he got dishonorable discharge or honorable discharge?
Dishonorable.
Oh.
You see the army, right? Yo, get out of here. Nah. She was trying to get me to go to the army. I'm not going to nobody's army. Not there. I went to Job Corps. I completed Job Corps because Job Corps would give me somewhere to stay. So I stayed and lived in Job Corps. I had to be good, so I had somewhere to stay. It motivated me to stay there in Job Corps. When I got out of Job Corps, I completed it, but I had nowhere to live. I had nowhere to go. And so someone told me, you should be a model because you look like Tyson Beckford. And I researched who Tyson Beckford was. I said, wow, this guy's making a lot of money. Which then took me into the exotic entertainment field, the sex industry. So I was broke all my life. I've been poor my whole life, just trying to figure out how to make it my whole life. And so there's a video surfacing, and I was young, and I did that for some money. I did it. It wasn't $50. I did it for actually $2,000. The video that you've seen of me. I was poor, but I didn't know there was going to be an internet back then. It was so long ago. I did that so as to survive in the world. I was living with different women. I was living in home to home, sleeping on people's couches. And the sex industry gave me a way to have money for myself so that I can do what I need to survive in this world. And when I was in prison, after that, just figuring shit out, I tried to get into modeling. I did a couple of things doing modeling, but it wasn't enough to make money, so I had odd jobs here and there, trying to make it, living with people, renting rooms, just trying to make it in the world. But I've been all alone my whole life. People have come along and helped me along the way. There's been girls that has been my girlfriend that let me come live with them and stuff like that, but pretty much been on my own my whole life. And so getting into the sex industry of being a stripper, it gave me the liberty to make money to become on my own.
Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't ask y'all for a like, a subscribe, a comment, but tonight I deserve it.